up a little bit. I'll go up here once more right now. So I'm going to give people about a minute or two to dive in here. So anybody who wants to see a demo of Windows Phone 7 Series, grab a chair, grab a piece of carpet back there, and hang tight for about a minute or two while people roll in, and we can get going on the next demo. Hope everybody's having a good show so far. Is there anything really cool out there to see? I mean, other than our stuff. Is there anything else that's really awesome that I gotta go see? I haven't had a chance to get out of the booth yet. Motorola booth? Cool, I'm gonna have to check them out. Anybody else? Any other places, things, or must-sees? Nothing else? Must be a boring show. Yes, huh? Everybody's, hello? Well, tomorrow I get some time to wander, so I'm looking forward to having some good stuff to go look at. I'll just give it another minute or two. Come on. Windows Mobile, or Windows Phone 7 Series demo here in just a second. A minute. I'll count it down. How's everybody doing today? Everybody having a good show? Yeah. Is anybody out there? Is everybody having a good show? Yeah? A little nod or two? Nothing? My name is Eric Helgerson. I'm a technical product manager with Windows Mobile. And yesterday, if everybody was paying attention, we announced the new Windows Phone series, or 7 series. Now, the Windows Phone 7 series is a different kind of phone that we've designed for people, or we've designed for life in motion. Now this is a ground-up rebuild. This is not any old code. This is built on a brand new kernel. As you dig deeper into the operating system, you're not going to find the older stuff anywhere because there is not a single line of our older code in here. This is a brand new operating system that we designed with new ideas, to have a new look and feel, to create a new phone that's designed around what you do, how you work, and to make your life easier. So what we've done is we've done a few things here. We created a whole new design system, or the code name Metro. This emphasizes smart design. Now, this is pervasive through the entire Windows Phone 7 series experience. What it is a system that's integrated into every aspect of the phone, from the fonts to the hardware. It allows for easy reading, it allows for simple navigation, it allows for natural gestures. So it's pervasive throughout the entire system, as I said before. Also, we took a look at applications. We took a look at how people use applications on their PC and how people use applications on their phones. And we noticed how disjointed this can be at times. Being able to share information from application to application, copying and pasting information from one place to another, and we decided, now how can we make this easier? So what we did was we took what we feel is the next logical step in the evolution of applications, and we integrated a lot of these applications into our operating system, and we created an OS that allows applications to share information between other applications, and applications to share information between the OS and back and forth. So in a more seamless fashion, I can move from one experience to another experience and bring my data forward with me without having to exit an experience and then come back into another experience to get that data again. So I'll show you what that looks like here in a second, because I know you're probably tired of hearing me talk and you just want to see the product. So I'll help you out and I'll show this to you. Now what I've got is a system here that allows me to project my phone up to the screen through the USB cable. This is pre-built beta code. So it's pretty early, and every so often my cable gets a little bit loose, the screen stops responding. If anybody up here, you see that happen, flag it for me, because I'm down here driving and I don't know that it stopped moving up there, alright? So somebody say something so I can unplug and replug and reset it. So let's start with a few things. First, I have my lock screen. And I'd like to show you a few things. First of all, they already stopped responding. My battery died. Doing demos on that phone all day. Let's try it with another one. Come on. Brand new technology that we have to be able to push this out, and it does not always push out. We're going to pause the demo for a moment for technical difficulties. So much for that battery. There we go. I had to turn the video feed back on the other phone. It was not. Sorry about that. Alright, so I'm going to cycle this and go back to the start screen. Or the lock screen. So here we have the lock screen. On the lock screen I've got several pieces of information here. I've got the time and date, I've got my next meeting, and I can see some new emails that I have waiting for me. So I've got notifications at the bottom. Now, this thing times out every 15 seconds on that. As I get more notifications down on the bottom, or they'll show up down on the bottom. Text messages, missed phone calls, voicemails, and such. Now, the white dot on the screen represents my finger. You can see where I'm touching the screen, or you can see where I've got two fingers on the screen. Now, all the new Windows Phone 7 series phones will be WBGA capacitive touch screens. Our system supports multi-touch throughout. You got the accelerometer for rotation, all that's in there. So as I move through it, you should be able to see mostly where I'm touching, unless I'm on a really light colored screen. And I apologize, you can't see what's happening there. Now, first thing we've got is our start menu. So when I unlock the phone, I get into our new start menu, our new start experience. This is split into basically two halves. Left side, I have live tiles. This is where I go to get my most important information, where I put the people that are important to me, I put the applications that are important to me, and I can access the information that's important to me. If I flip over to the other side of it, let's try that again, I didn't even go all the way over. If I flip over to the other side, I have a list of different applications. I can get the settings, I can get to all kinds of different information there. Any of these items, marketplace or so on, I can turn around and pin to the tiles side of the screen. So I've got two halves of the screen I can work with very easily and flip back and forth. As I come down the tiles, I want to point out a few things. I call them live tiles. This is part of our smart design system that we've created. So the top one that says people, you notice all the pictures that are rotating through that? Those are not pictures that are just on my phone, stuffed in a little system file and it does it randomly. These are random pictures of my actual contacts. So they're coming down from my Outlook mail, my live contacts, my Facebook contacts. These are all coming down from the internet, coming down from the web, onto the phone, and they're rotating through. So these are actually my friends that I see on the screen. I can see that I've got 99 new mails in my Outlook. Great. It's been a long day. I've got my pictures folder. That photo on the pictures tile is an actual photo that is on my phone. I've got my games hub. And you'll notice in a second, you'll see an avatar keeps peeking out there. So my avatar peeks out. I'll tell you about that in a minute, why it does that. I've got a me tile. That represents basically my contact card, and everything keeps winking at me. And as things change, they'll flip over and they'll tell me new status updates. I've got Internet Explorer up here, an application. I can pin applications here. I can pin songs and albums and artists from my Zune playlist or from my music up to the screen. I can pin web pages. I can put just about any piece of information important to me, hot linked right off of the start screen here. I've got my music experience right down here. I've got my friend Katie Jordan pinned to it so I can get to her really quickly if I need to. Keep up with what's going on with her. The picture of the music tile, that is the picture of the artist of the last piece of music I was listening to. As I change music, that picture is going to change dynamically as well. Down here at the bottom, down at the bottom, I have my calendar view and another friend on here, Jim Wilson. So I can customize my screen here. So if I don't like Jim anymore, or I don't want to keep up with what's going on, I can tap and hold, tap that little broken heart, and Jim's gone. I can move people around, I can move tiles around to whatever order I want. As I move them, you might notice the other ones behind them kind of pivot out of the way, show me where I can put it. So I can customize this screen, I can customize the colors, the tiles, move things around. I'll show you a little bit about the integrated experience that we have. Let's start with the calendar view. So as I go into my calendar view, you'll notice a couple things. First of all, I have multiple colors in here in my view. This represents multiple calendars that I have syncing to my phone. So the red tiles, in this case, represent my Windows Live calendar. The blue ones represent my Outlook calendar for my work calendar. So it makes it very easy for me to keep my personal and my business calendars separate, but all on one calendar view. I can add more calendars, I can customize what colors they are if I want to very quickly and easily, simply by managing calendars. I can bring up additional controls just by tapping the bottom bar on the screen. I have other views here. I've got an agenda view that actually now looks like an agenda view is supposed to look. I can go back to my day view very easily. I've got a month view. I can see how busy my month looks at a glance by taking a look and see how busy my days look like they are. I can drop right back into today and get some more information. Now, we have a team meeting that we do every night to wrap things up at the show at our office here in Barcelona. Now, you'll notice that my text up here is a different color. What happens is the operating system recognizes this as an address. So it will recognize phone numbers and addresses automatically within the system. I didn't do anything special to make this happen. All I did was type this address into the location field in my Outlook when I created the appointment and said done. That was it. The operating system automatically figured it out and basically created what you might consider sort of like a hyperlink. As I tap that, it knows that, okay, he wants to know where that address is. So it's going to kick me into the mapping application here, and it's going to start pulling down the maps for the area. So as it loads up here from the Wi-Fi, I can zoom in, or I can zoom out. And I want to point out, as I zoom in and out, notice how the tiles sort of blend together. They don't just go splat, 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 and repaste up these big tile blocks on there. They blend together a lot better. And as I zoom in a little bit more and a little bit more, as I get closer, the application knows, hey, you probably want a little bit more detail, street level view, maybe be able to see what the buildings look like in the area. So it blends in, starts blending in the satellite photo view so I can see more on the map that I want to see. I'm going to back out here, go back to the calendar. Every Windows phone has a back button. I don't have to exit the experience and re-enter the experience. I can back out of the experience to my previous items as well. Email's gotten a facelift. We cleaned it up. It's got a new look, a new feel. If you notice across the top, it says all unread flag. I can simply pivot from one to another and check out unread mails. I can check out mail that I've flagged for follow-up. If I need to, I can multi-select mails by bringing up this checkbox, grab a bunch of them, and from here, I can delete them. I can mark them as read. I can flag them for follow-up. I can move them to another folder, all very easily as a batch. I don't have to do them one at a time. Makes it very easy to triage my mail. All Windows phones have search built into them. Now search is pervasive throughout the phone. I'm only going to show you one little idea of how search is going to work on this. See the search button down on the right corner there? Those are going to be on every phone. I'm not sure if I have web connectivity. And what I want to do is do a search on a food type, say. So I've been told that I want to try a rare delicacy here in Barcelona called tapas. That might be hard to come up to find. Now, very quickly I end up with search results on tapas here. I didn't have to wait for web pages to load. I don't have to bounce in and out of web pages to do my research. I can get my local information on it. I have a map view I can click on to bring up a map that shows all the locations in the area. My phone is location aware. It knows where I am all the time. So it can tell me exactly how far I am away from every restaurant. So right now, it sorts these in order. So I'm, from the closest restaurant to the furthest restaurant. I can dive into these a little bit deeper if I want to. I can get directions from here with a single tap. I can dial the phone number with a single tap. I can come over if there are reviews for this one. I can view reviews. I don't have any reviews in there yet from people. Somebody needs to go there and review this restaurant for me. I can find out what's nearby. Maybe after I go and have dinner, I want to go see a movie, or maybe I want to go to a club. I can find something nearby with that. I'm back out here. Let's go to the, whoops, not local. I can go out to the web to do a search on tapas, or do some more research on tapas. So as I go out to the web, a quick tap takes me right into the Internet Explorer browser. And as it opens up, I want to point out something. When it comes up with the page, it's going to come up fully zoomed out. Yet, because we have something we call sub-pixel positioning, which helps place the text in a much cleaner fashion, it makes it much clearer for me. And a WVGA high-res screen here, I can actually read all of that in the fully zoomed out view. It's nice and sharp, like still very readable. I can double tap on it and it zooms in a little bit right on the column. It snaps to the column. I can do a little pinch zoom. I can zoom all the way in on it nice and close. And it's still very crisp, very clear, very sharp. I can pinch myself back out of it. So however I want to get around. Very performant, very fast browser. Very easy to get around. Now, if I want this web page for future reference, I can pin this to my start page. Confirm that that's what I want. Go back to my start page. And there it is. That's the exact view I was on when I pinned it as well. So if I want to save a hyperlink to my start menu, I can do it based on maybe a logo for a website. So it's very easy for me to identify what that is. And you'll notice how high a resolution and sharp this image is. You can pretty much read that tile. You can't do that on a lot of the other phones. They basically put up low resolution, blurry images. This is very sharp, very crisp. Okay, we take a lot of effort to put a lot of this detail into the phone through our Metro design system. All right, well, we've got another feature that we've added to the phones called hubs. Now, hubs are an integrated experience that helps bring all the things that are important to me together into one place so I can easily execute on them. People is one of the hubs, so I'm going to start with people, and let's take a look at what that looks like. When I come into the hubs, the first thing I want to do is tell you about how this actually works. So think of, I've got a little screen that's this big on my phone, but I've got a lot of information. I've got this much information, so I've got a panoramic view basically, and I can take my phone, and I can pan my phone back and forth across this larger panoramic view, taking in different pieces of the screen as I go. So to me, it feels more like I'm working on a PC. I have a lot of real estate to work with and a lot of different pieces across that screen. And it makes it for a very pleasurable experience. So first thing I have when I go to people are the people who I've most recently been in contact with. Whether it's a phone call, text message, email, whatnot, they're going to be up here. Most likely these will be my most frequent contacts that I have. As I pivot across, I've got my contact card at the top and my status at the top. I need to update that, by the way. And then I've got my contacts down the side. I can pivot again, and I have my What's New view. Now this is an aggregated feed from Windows Live and Facebook right here in one place. So I don't have to exit out to a Facebook application to see what's going on my social network. It's all right here available to me in feeds. And I can quickly add to that feed, comment on other people's feeds right here with a quick tap. I can post it up and it's going to go right back in there. Now, I'm pivot back around. Searching for contacts is very easy too. I can simply hit a letter. I'll go into K's. Maybe pick my friend Kim Akers. Now Kim Akers, obviously her contact card is going to come up with the standard stuff. Phone number, I can do a text message or whatnot. But you notice at the top it says Outlook, Facebook. I have two contacts for Kim. I have one in Outlook for work, and and I have a Facebook contact for her. So those have both been brought into my phone. But I only have one contact showing up there, because what I've done is I've linked those two contacts together into a single card that's aggregated that information or combined it to a single contact card for me. So I can have multiple contacts from different services, and I can combine them and link them on the phone so that I only have one contact card that has all the information that's important. That picture will change as she changes it up on Facebook. The picture will change here on my phone for me. And if I'm interested in what's going on in just Kim's life, on her social network, I can select what's new for her, and this is a filtered view of just Kim's social feeds. So from her live feeds or from her Facebook feeds, I can see what's going on in Kim's life. I can select a picture right from there. It's going to pull it very quickly right down off of Facebook. It starts with a lower res image, and it's going to download the higher res one. But while it's doing that, I could add a comment back on this photo if I wanted to. Oh, actually, I want to go back in there 1 second. Let's go back to people. Let's go back to Kim's card. If I want to keep track of what's going on with Kim a little closer, I can hit that little heart down at the bottom, and that pins her to my start menu. So now I have Kim's card right down here on the start menu. And as her status changes, this card would rotate, flip over, and give me some new information about what's going on. If she's going shopping or heading to the park with the dogs or whatever's going on in her life, it will keep me up to date with that as things go. Well, the next hub I want to talk about is our games hub. And you notice how the avatar is winking at me? Or it's popping out, I call it winking. That's letting me know that I've got a game that's going on with somebody else, and it's my turn to play. So it's sort of prompting me, you know, hey, you got a game to play, I'm winking at you, pop in here. So let's hop into the Games Hub and take a look at that. One of the things that we've done on the Windows Phone 7 series phones is we've linked it with Xbox Live. So I can put my Xbox Live account onto my phone, which opens up a whole new world of possibilities for game playing on phones. Games are hugely popular on phones these days, and the hardware that we've got spec'd for these phones, as well as the Xbox Live experience that's going to be there, is going to enable an amazing experience for games. The first thing I have in my hub are my games. This is where I can go to get all the games I've installed on my phone. As I pivot across it, I have access to the Xbox Live Spotlight. Now this is where I can see what's happening on Xbox Live, new games that are coming out, challenges that have been thrown up. Pivoting again, I get my actual avatar. I also get my gamer score and any achievements that I've made. So I can have bragging rates, I can show my friends, check out my cool new avatar, check out my achievements that I got. I've got more points than you, and I can gain achievements and earn achievements on my phone, playing the games on the phone, not only the games that I play on my Xbox 360. So as I do that, I can add more bragging rights for myself. It's a big thing for us gamers. Now, lastly, I have requests. So here I have an invitation to play with my friend Joe. It's my turn, that's why the avatar was popping out. It's my turn to play a card game, and I've been nudged for another one. So the beauty of this is I can play against other people on their Windows phones. I can play against my kids when they're back home in Seattle, sitting in front of the Xbox Live comfortably. I can interact with them socially on the phone, playing games. And with the richness of games we have coming out, it's going to be a really awesome experience, I'll tell you. I cannot wait for the games that are going to be out on the phone. Pictures Hub is the next one. Now, this picture on the Pictures Hub there, you notice it's the exact same picture back here as the wallpaper. Now, this is one of my photos that I have in one of my albums. So I can pivot across here, and what I would have is any photos that I've looked at recently in the next panel. As I pivot over, I've got another What's New feed, but this is a filtered feed of my social network. So I can see what's going on only in a photo view. I don't get the I'm going shopping messages here unless there's a picture associated with that. And again, I could jump right out into any of these pictures, comment on them, and post my comments back up to, say, Facebook or Windows Live. I can also go into my gallery. I can rotate right around there, comes right around the horn to the first part of the hub, and I can drop into albums. So let's go into all albums. Here I have all the photos that are on my phone right now, all sorted by date. I can go into any of these pictures. I can do a little pinch zoom if I want to. I can tap down below it, and I can add these to favorites. I can upload them to Windows Live, I can upload them to Facebook, send them out in mail. All of the actions that I would want to do with the pictures, I can do from my Pictures hub. I don't have to go into an application and then go back out and figure out what picture I wanted to work with and do something with it. I can do it all right here. It all just makes sense. Albums is another really great feature here. So first of all, if I had any pictures that I've taken on my phone, they'd show up on their camera roll. I've got other pictures that I've downloaded from my PC. Family and Lucy's birthday. These are albums I've downloaded off my computer to share with other friends, to show them. I've got a couple of other albums there. I don't have any pictures in. They're coming down from Windows Live. And down here at the bottom, I've got albums that I have up on Facebook. So to the user, as a user of the phone, it feels like I have these pictures on my phone. They exist in my pictures gallery, just as if I was going in to check out the pictures that I've taken on my phone. But with a single tap, pretty much transparent to me, I can go out and pull these pictures right down to my phone very quickly and take action on them. If I want to comment on them, or if I just want to flip through and check out these pictures and show them to a friend, shots from, say, Pike Place Market down in Seattle. So again, it creates a nice seamless experience back in to being able to manage your pictures the way you would probably naturally want to do this. The last hub I have to show you on the phone would be our Music and Videos hub. So that picture up on the front, again, was the last artist I was listening to. You're going to notice it's the same picture again here in the background. Now, every Windows phone will have a Zune in it. Basically, it has our Zune music experience, our multimedia experience. It allows me to listen to my music, my videos, podcasts. They will all have a FM radio built in there. I can access our marketplace. I can download music over the air anywhere I'm at in the world, down to my phone to listen to it. I can synchronize it to my PC via Wi-Fi if I want to with a single tap. So I've got access to everything I need, access to multimedia-wise to get my music and my videos. Now, as I move across the hub, I can see what's happened last, the albums that I might have listened to last, listening to the radio as well. Contrast doesn't show up really good, but if it did, you see the actual tiles there. As I move across, here are the new items that I've done. As I download new items into my phone from, say, Marketplace up on the web, when I download new music, I want to listen to that new music. I want easy access to that new music. It's just a touch away right here. One touch. I don't have to dig down into the albums to try to remember what was that song name, who was it that I downloaded. It's all right there. One touch and I'm listening to the music that I want to listen to. I also support services, so if I had services in here, I would have one more little pivot that I could go to that might have Pandora in there, or a video streaming service that I could access and get to right here. So another item that I can download from Marketplace. This Marketplace is my multimedia, my Zune Marketplace, which just allows me to have access to my photos and, my music and my videos and different things like that. This is different than my application marketplace, which is a separate one where I can download apps and games and so on, which is also on the phone here. Now, that's pretty much the end of showing the phone. What I've got is one more hub that I'd like to show you. It wouldn't be complete not to show you the wrong item. How's that? Not to show you our Office hub. Now, we've got an Office suite coming in here. Nice little Office tile right there. You select the Office tile, and first thing that comes up is OneNote. Now, if anybody's never used OneNote, I encourage you to give it a shot. It's an awesome program. And on the phone, it becomes even better. What this does allows me to take notes instantly and save them to my phone and synchronize them back to my PC anytime I synchronize. So what I've got here are a bunch of notes. As I take notes, I can take notes in text. I can take photo notes, and I can take voice notes. I could be in a meeting and take a picture of a whiteboard, attach it to a note, attach a voice note to that one, and synchronize it back up to my PC and have access to it later. So I've got the description of what it is, I've got the picture of what it is, all right there available to me. Now when this pivots over to the next screen, we're going to see the applications that I've most recently used, access to use. Whether these are on my phone or up on SharePoint sites on the internet, these are the apps documents that I've gotten to and worked on last. Easily accessible to me. Now the last thing we have is a new feature for Office Mobile, which is called SharePoint Server, or our SharePoint connector. So what this is the ability to get to various SharePoint sites out there on the web or behind my corporate firewall. So when my boss calls me and I'm in a cab on the way to the airport and says, hey, those sales figures on that PowerPoint deck you sent me or that's up on the SharePoint are wrong. I'm going to a meeting with a VP right now. I need them fixed. I can tell them 5 minutes, pull it down again. In the back of the cab, I can pull up that document from my SharePoint site behind the corporate firewall, adjust the numbers, resave that document back to the SharePoint site. My boss pulls the right document, I keep my job, and he looks good to his boss. So everything works out in the end on that one, happy ending, all because I have access to the SharePoints. Now, I don't only have access to one SharePoint site, I can actually create links to have access to multiple SharePoint sites. So I can have one behind the firewall, maybe Office Live SharePoint, up on the cloud, up in the internet, where I can keep documents. I can create new documents, post them to the SharePoints for other people to use. I can edit the documents, resave them, the whole works. You get the idea. All right, well that's a look at what we had to show so far on our new Windows Phone 7 series. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've got a whole lot more that these phones will do. We're just not allowed to show it to you yet. If you're a developer, we have Mix coming up next month. All right, about 3 weeks out in Las Vegas is the Mix Developer Conference in Las Vegas. I encourage you to go to that or tune into that. That's where we're going to talk about how you can develop for the Windows Phone, what it'll support, how everything's going to come together, get an SDK for it, so that you can start developing applications, importing applications into this product. If you'd like to hear some more information about it, I encourage you to go talk to these guys over here who look bored right now in front of the touchscreen monitors. They're dying to talk to you and show you more about the phones. I've got some guys behind me from Windows Live who'd be happy to talk to you about how Windows Live can connect across various devices. I've got a guy back here from Windows to talk about Windows 7. He can show you our new Windows 7 operating system. I'd like to thank you for your time. These phones will be out holiday season 2010. That's this year. All right, so they're not that far off. Thank you for your time. Hope everybody has a great show, and we're almost done.